great to have each and every one of you on our Thursday night. Very important Zoom. It's going to take a little different flavor tonight, and then going next week, you'll see the flavor that things will be taking on. Yes, we're going to talk about BDM travel, but we're going to talk about that within the confines of the new rebranded BDM community. All right. And so, Albert, you've been with us for a minute, my friend. Things are really coming together. When you're starting when you start a company, a lot of times it takes just a little bit to kind of get everything right, get the messaging right. And I want to introduce you to John Austin because behind the scenes, this dude, lead developer of a BDM community, lead developer of BDM travel. He and his team have been doing so much work, Abraham, behind the scenes, so that we have a first rate opportunity here with BDM community, BDM travel. With that being said, let me give it over to John Austin, lead developer of BDM community, BDM travel. John, it's yours. Oh, Don, you there? Did you have to step away? Looks like you're unmuted on my end.
Oh, well, I was talking.
I can hear you now. Okay, you're good. You're good.
Well, thank you, Professor, and welcome everyone. Thank you for joining us tonight. Let me start with a simple question. What would your life look like if money was no longer a barrier to seeing the world? Imagine traveling to the places you've only seen on postcards or Instagram, staying in 4 and 5 star resorts, cruising along coastlines, or surprising your loved ones with unforgettable getaways without the guilt, the stress, or maybe someday uh, mindset. You didn't land here by accident. In spite of life's challenges, there's still a part of you that dares to dream. And who do you think gave you that dream? Because every success, every accomplishment begins with a vision. Dreams are the blueprint of every good thing we enjoy in life. And when you stop dreaming, you stop living. You showed up tonight because something inside of you refuses to quit. A voice that says there's more freedom, more abundance, more purpose, and you're ready to claim it. Well, tonight, we're not just talking about travel, we're talking about transformation. We're here to resurrect dreams that have been buried, to dust them off, and dare to believe again. Time isn't up until you give up, and you're still here. If life has tested you, if you've weathered storms, if you've had to start over more times than you'd care to admit, congratulations. That just means you're built for greatness. Every legendary comeback started with someone who refused to quit. And what we've built here at BDM Travel Club isn't just a way to vacation, it's a movement to fund your freedom. This is where purpose meets opportunity, where ordinary people are using a simple, powerful system to create extraordinary results, earning income, building a legacy, experiencing the world like never before. So, whether you're here for more adventure, more income, more freedom, or all three, you're in the right place at the right time with the right community. Let's dive in and get ready to change not just how you travel, but how you live.
Well, I love that. I love that. Okay, so ladies and gentlemen, um, this is for those of you that you're normal. You come here, you're going to hear some things, see some things, just a little bit different here tonight. And the reason being is an email went out. It may have been yesterday or day before, to those of us that are already a part of BDM Travel, already part of the BDM family, about our new look. And so I wanted to just feature that just a little bit. All right. Our new look, rebranded name, BDM Community. And so I'm going to hit on some of this a little bit later on this evening. But what you're going to see, Albert, is what John has done. I love what he's done here, is because we have a lot in terms of ways that you can generate additional revenue. Okay. Billion dollar mission is what BDM stands for. Our mission is to get $1 billion, just to start, actually, $1 billion into the hands of everyday people just like you and me. And at the same time, for us to be able to travel the world, for us to be able to save money on local expenditures for everyday type of spending. Okay. You'll hear us talk a little bit more about the $10 gas club, the $20 grocery club, the $50 car club. I'm going to focus primarily on the 149 travel club tonight. You'll even hear us talk about the 250 house club. And then there's so much more income that we don't tend to talk about on our Tuesday night, Thursday nights, just because there's so much income. Okay. There's so much potential revenue. So I'm going to focus tonight on the travel club. Excuse me. And as you can already see, if you are visiting with us, we're talking about a club that's only $149. If you're using your credit card or debit card, there's a little small processing fee for that, just a few bucks, nothing major there. Okay. But $149 for the year. The travel club is $149 for the year. Let me just show you real quickly what you are getting for that 149 a year. All right. So let me just jump to it here. Okay. So what you're getting for that 149 annual outlay is you're getting access to our partner travel company. Okay. So John's got, he got this deal, this sweetheart deal with a 25 year young travel company, travel and savings company. And so for 149, you're going to get access to up to 70% off of vacations, hotels, flights. Back there, you'll also see another section of hotels that gives you access to discounts of over 1 million different hotels. Cruises, where you can cruise the world, up to 60% off. Local discounts, things like restaurants in your local area, depending on what part of the world that you're in. Everything from getting your oil change or maintenance on your car, health and beauty items. All right. Movie theaters, saving up to 50% the next time you want to go to a movie, saving money next time you go to a movie and you want to save on the concessions, being able to give away vacations. Maybe somebody's getting married, maybe somebody's having a child, maybe someone's graduating, and you want to give away a really nice vacation, like maybe like a 4 day, 3 night Vegas stay, where nobody's got to go and do a uh, what's one of them presentations? You know what? Timeshare. All right. Or you could take advantage of this yourself. Car rentals, discount directory. I love this section here. A lot of money to be saved in restaurants as you're eating out. A lot of money to be saved in everyday expenditures. Okay. Apartments, villas, theme parks, and the like. So let me just show you the value of BDM Travel Club. Again, 149 a year for the BDM Travel Club. Now, let's say you wanted to go, on a little excursion. I love Orlando. I spent some time. I lived in Orlando for a few years, so I've got a really warm spot in my heart towards Orlando. So I wanted to see, before we started doing Zooms and we started promoting this, I wanted to see, are people really going to save money with BDM travel? So I was looking at hotels. All right, let's say I go to hotels.com. That's owned by um, Expedia. All right, so Expedia owns hotels.com, of course, Expedia, Orbitz, Hotwire, and maybe a few others. Now, when I travel and I stay in a hotel, I'm partial to Embassy Suites. So I put in, this was a few weeks ago, I put in March 21st. That was a Friday night. Let's say checking out March 22nd. Okay. And Embassy Suites by Hilton, Orlando, Buena Vista South. All right. And you can see 192 was the published rate when you factor in taxes and fees. $218. Okay, that was without BDM travel. With BDM travel, let's see what that same stay would be. Same property, Embassy Suites by Hilton Orlando Lake Buena Vista South. It's actually just outside of Orlando, Kissimmee, which is not too far from where the major parks are, the major theme parks. Same date, Friday, 321 through 322. Okay, March 22nd. Look at the pricing though. Excuse me. Look at the difference in that pricing from 218 taxes and fees to 137. So folks, if I do the numbers, that's a like a $80, $80 some change difference for one night. If I stayed 2 nights, I would more than take care of my travel membership for the year just with those savings. Let me give you some more examples of travel. I mentioned, hey, maybe you want to give a vacation away, maybe for as a gift for someone. Gift giving season, this would be a great way to do it. Or again, maybe it's a someone's getting married or something, whatever. Okay. Well, back there, there's a section where you can actually give away gift certificates, and the person that you give it to, which could be yourself, all they have to do to redeem it is to cover the taxes and the fees at the property of the property. Now they'll pay for that up front. That will activate it, and they'll have 18 months to go on their excursion. So let's say we wanted to go to Vegas. Okay, it would be as simple. You could do this. It could be as simple as you giving the certificate to yourself, putting in your name, putting in your email address. All right, and then you simply pay for the taxes and the fees. So a 4-day, 3-night stay in Vegas, all right, at a hotel that is highly rated by TripAdvisor would only be $99.72, not a night for the 3 nights you stayed. So that comes up to about less than $34 a night, and it's a $970 up to a $970 value. That that's the type of deals that are available to you, me, we in billion dollar travel. And remember, billion dollar BDM travel is just a part of the overall BDM community. Okay. So again, we've got vacations, hotels, flights, hotels, again, cruises, local discounts. Well, let's check out local discounts. Okay. Uh, I was checking out to see, well, can I really save money in my local area? And the answer to that is yes. So there's a Regal movie theater that's 10 minutes from my house. And I wanted to see, okay, if I went there, and at the time, um, there really wasn't much I was interested in watching, but I was interested in watching Mufasa the Lion King. Okay. I love the Lion King franchise. And during the day, my days are pretty packed with things that we've got going on. So I would do it in the afternoon, late afternoon or evening. And so it'd be non-matinee pricing. All right. So what was the price for my ticket? It would be $15. I hope you can see that. $15.49 for an adult ticket. Okay. If I went into BDM travel, I could get a ticket to Regal, and I don't even have to name the movie. It's just a Regal ticket. I could show up to that same movie theater that's 10 minutes from my house. Maybe I want to see Lion King. Maybe I want to see something else. Okay, I would pay $9.75 for it. So, well, I would have paid 15.49. I would now only pay 9.75. As a matter of fact, I could go on a date. I could get 2 tickets, mine and hers, and it would be just around the same price. It was 15.95 or something like that, about 16 bucks before. Now, my significant other and I, we could go and catch a movie for about the same price that I just would have paid for my own ticket. And then I can also go back and see, okay, can I save some money on the concessions? My oldest son came to see me this weekend. It'll be a couple weekends back. All right, wanted to introduce me to his significant other. Um, After he left, I think it was the next week or so, he called me. He said, "Pop, she's the one." Then he said, "That's my wife." So he's 29 and he'll be 30 this year. Um, so he came to introduce me to his significant other. We talked on the phone before, but I'd never met her. And so they came to spend the weekend with me. And one of those the first night that they came, we decided that we wanted to just kind of get to know each other. All right, stay in. We didn't go out that night. We went out somewhere else the next night. So we decided to order in some pizza. So I go into BDM Travel, all right, to see if there's some deals there for saving money on the pizza and wings that we were going to order. So it was my son, his significant other, my significant other, okay, um, my daughter and my significant other's daughter. She's got two. One of them was over at was a sleepover. So what was it? Six of us, five of us, six of us, something like that. Okay, so I knew we were probably going to be about $100 or so with everything we wanted, with the number of pizzas we wanted, with the wings we wanted, what have you. So guess what? I go into BDM Travel. Okay, and I see there is this $50 off deal. And one of the pizza places is a place called Marco's. Marco's, 10, 15 minutes from my house. Okay. And I was like, oh, yeah, let's do Marco's. So we got the pizzas, we got the wings. Here's the Hawaiian pizza, and it was delicious. And here is the deluxe pizza, and it was delicious. And then we also had a Philly steak. My daughter really loved the Philly steak. A whole bunch of wings, and there is the ticket. The subtotal, $100.95. The discount. So I paid $20 to get a $50 discount. I paid $20 to get a $50 discount. You see the discount applied right there, $50. So net net, that was $30 in savings. So just from going to the movies or ordering pizza or going out to a restaurant. So Dr. Baby and I call that's who I what I call publicly my significant other. We'll go out sometime this weekend. I'm sure we'll go to a restaurant. Guess what I'll do? I'll go to BDM Travel, see what restaurants are back there, and see if I can get a coupon. Maybe it's $30 off. Maybe it's $20 off, or what have you. Save on in my everyday spending. Uh, and it's not just that. It's everything from automotive left-hand side to business and office and car rental and condos and resorts, which is different from the tab that said vacations, and cruises and tours, which is different from the tab that said cruises, dining, food, golf, you name it. You name it. Automotive. Listen, um, I'm due for a oil change soon. So guess what? Right here in my local area, I can save 15% by going to Jiffy Lube that's only 2 miles away. If I need new tires, I could save 15% by going to Just Tires. It's only 1.6 miles away from my house. I hope I don't have any transmission issues. All right. But if I did, I could save, a lot of money because transmissions tend to be in the thousands of dollars. I could save a lot of money at Amico, 2 miles from my house. Okay. So I want you to see the value in BDM Travel. Okay. So how it works with BDM Travel is obviously you're going to get back to the person who invited you. You're going to ask them for their link. They're going to get you their link. And you've got 149. You can do that with a credit card. You can do that with a debit card. There'll be a little small transaction fee to cover the, whatever the credit card companies charge us so that we can pay out as much as possible to the field. Speaking of that, let's talk about the money. Okay, the earnings potential that's here, multiple streams of income, the ability to make strong six, perhaps even seven-figure income. And so, what I'm going to do, give me a moment. Let me see what my time looks like. What I'm going to do is the first thing is I'm going to play about a four. I think it's a 4-minute video. This is going to help you understand the structure, the compensation structure of what we call our dynamic unilevel. All right. BDM travel fits into this. And then you saw earlier on where I showed something about a gas club and something about a house club and a grocery club. All of those clubs fit into this type of structure that I'm about to share with you. And though I won't go into any detail about the gas club and all of that, I'll show you the money as it relates to those things. All right, so let's go to work. Here we go.
Hey there, let's talk about compensation plans. I know. It sounds
Give me a moment. Let me make sure. Hey, John, can you hear that okay? That sounded a little low on my end.
Yeah, you could bring it up just a little bit, but it's not too
There we
bad.
go. There we go. All right.
Hey there, let's talk about compensation plans. I know. It sounds complicated, right? But what if I told you that understanding the BDM Travel Club compensation plan could transform your financial future forever? Stick with me. It's simpler than you think. Imagine planting seeds in a field. You have to sow before you can reap. That's the law of the harvest, and that's exactly how our plan works. When you refer people to BDM Travel Club, you get to keep your first and third referrals. But your second and fourth referrals, they get passed up. Why, you ask? Because in return, you receive the second and fourth referrals from all of your direct referrals, going down to infinity. Kind of like planting seeds that produce many times the number you sowed. And you will appreciate how that adds up when you see the comparison against other traditional compensation models. Now let's talk about the matrix, unilevel, and binary. Most people don't realize how slow it is to make money and how much they're losing out with these plans. Let me break it down for you. A compensation plan is simply a way of dividing a sum of money among a number of recipients. When comparing two plans, the sum being paid has to remain equal. So here are the ground rules for our comparisons. 1. Our BDM Travel Club pays out $80 per sale, so that is the amount we will use in our comparisons. 2. Our Travel Club pays to infinity, but we will cap our comparison at 12 levels while comparing it to a 12-level matrix. 3. BDM Travel Club pays the entire $80 to one person. A matrix divides the same $80 between people on each of the 12 levels. So, let's take a standard 2x12 matrix that pays out percentages on different levels. Run the numbers, and it would look something like this. Total payout for a fully filled 2x12 matrix equals $28,800. Conversely, each 2x12 Travel Club matrix is filled with the second and fourth referrals coming from your personal referrals, and for each completed 2x12 matrix, you would earn $655,200. But it gets even better because each of your referrals is going to give you a 2x matrix coming from the second and fourth referral they pass up. And it doesn't even stop there, because each second and fourth referral passed up to you will also start a 2x matrix that can potentially pay you as much as your first matrix. Remember the law of the harvest? The two people I passed up are like seeds planted in a field, which allows me to receive a 2x matrix from every other person I refer and all of their second and fourth referrals to infinity. By now, I hope you are beginning to see that the law of the harvest applies as much to compensation plans as it does seeds sown by farmers. The unilevel, just a stretched out matrix with the same problems. A binary compensation plan is a little harder to compare, but a few things to consider are: 1. You are forced to build 2 legs. 2. You have to sponsor a certain number of people in each leg. 3. It is impossible to balance 2 legs, and you only get paid on the lesser leg. No balancing act with BDM Travel Club. Although we make no guarantees, you could potentially refer just one person and end up earning $655,200 through 12 levels. And when you keep referring, you will earn even faster. The definition of tripping over dollars to pick up pennies is working any compensation model other than our BDM compensation plan. With our plan, there are no caps, no limits, and no balancing acts, just an ever-growing, ever-expanding stream of people who are helping each other earn. It's designed to reward those who take action. Join BDM Travel Club today and start being paid what you are worth.
All right, family, let's put some meat on those bones. And we're going to go back to the new website. Very clean. I love this website. Beautiful website. Okay. BDM Community. So BDM Travel is a part of BDM Community. Okay. And what BDM Community is it's a revolutionary way that everyday people can fund their dreams. And I know you can't see that. It might be a little small on your end, but we're a private member-based community powered by 13 high-impact crowdfunding platforms. Now, the BDM travel portion, there's the service that people are getting, the travel service. The other plans are crowdfunding plans. But when you take a look at them, for instance, okay, they all work the same way in terms of the structure. So the structure is basically this. I refer John, all right, and when John either becomes a part of the gas club or the travel club or the $50 club or the travel club, if he's the first person that I referred that does that, I'm the one that's going to get the payout from that. Now, if Martha,
While you're there, can I make one comment?
yes, can you see?
Okay,
Can you see that?
so the way this website right here is designed, if you go into bdmcommunity.com/your username, and then you send this to somebody and they come and click on any one of these clubs, it's going to open up with your replicated site, so that if they click on the $10 gas club and join, they're going to be joining with you. So you can actually, people can access every one of your clubs with your replicated link right here.
So I'm using as a test site Sioux Average, okay? And so I just put in /Sioux Average. And let's say I sent this out as I'm Sioux Average in this example, and I send this out. They click on the $10 gas club. It takes them to this beautiful page here, okay? And they can go on and they can join the gas club. Now, what is the gas club? The gas club, everything other than the travel club. The travel club has a service backing it, okay? Everything else is crowdfunding, all right? But the whole idea is if I come aboard and I refer just a few, and they refer just a few, and they refer just a few, with the $10 gas club, I can get to the point where I'm never having to come out of pocket again. I'm coming out of profits to pay for my gas. So here's an example. Let's say I referred 4 folks, they referred 4 folks, and even though it pays to an unlimited depth, we're going to cap it our sharing of this to 12 levels. Okay, it can go longer, it can go deeper than that. It can be 120 levels, it can be 1,200 levels. Okay, but just with $10 gas club. So what was my outlay? $10. I refer, in this example, 4 folks that did what? $10. But look at what this could generate in time because of that sowing reaping model, that law of the harvest model. The first that did so, I got paid. The second went up. Third, I got paid. The fourth went up. And the fifth and sixth and beyond, I get paid. Okay. So that's why when I refer 4 people in this example, okay, 2 of those I'm getting paid on. But these 4 right here had nothing to do with me. That's those 2 that I got paid on when they refer theirs, and they have 2 coming up to me. And when these 4 have 2 coming up, that's another 8. And when these 8 have 2 coming up, that's another 16. And so on and so forth. And you can see that over time, having a few thousands of dollars just from the gas club, well, that's what is basically going to be paying me for filling up. Essentially, what's happening is I'm simply earning from building a small referral network. All right. And from that, hey, I get to go and now I'm paying for my gas out of profits as opposed to my pocket. Same thing with the grocery club. The grocery club is $50, no, $20, sorry. Okay. All right. So all of these have this where it shows if 4 beget 4, what that can mean. Okay.
What happens if you click on 5? What if you decide to do 5?
Oh, you want me to go back to the gas club or do
No,
you want me
no,
to
you
stay
go
right here?
right there. Just
Okay.
click on the plus sign.
All right. So you see on the this is the grocery club, $20, $10 gas, $20 for the grocery. By the way, for those of you, many of you have already done these, right? You've done 10 and you've done 20 and you did 50 before we kind of packaged it this way. Well, you already got your 10, your 20, your 50, some of you. Okay. All right. So you can see here, if I did 4 that begat 4 down 12 levels, that's 131,000. But what if I did just a little bit more? What if I did 5? I went from what was it, 130? Excuse me. That's real big. Right. So at 4, I was at 131. If I did 5, I'm at 196. Meaning I referred 5, those 5 referred 4 that referred 4 that referred 4. $20. It was $20. No monthly subscription, by the way. Okay. I showed you a 10. I showed you a 20. What if I referred 10 here? We already saw if I referred 20, it gets real crazy. Let's do it like this. I refer 10 to the $20 grocery club. Everybody else refers 4 that refers 4 that refers 4. Look at that. You see why we're calling it the grocery club? How you could potentially not have a grocery bill, once you kind of get this thing up and running and rolling. Okay. What else was there? There was the $50 car club. Look at this page when it comes up. Oh, that's beautiful. Why you got to watch that video. That's all. That's beautiful. That's absolutely beautiful. And it has its own calculator here. Again, same thing. All right. 4, beginning 4, beginning 4, beginning 4, so on and so forth. Okay. This is the $50 car club. What car can you buy with 327,000? But what if I did 5 instead of 4? What car can you buy for 491? But what if I did 10? Now, do you have to just buy a car with it? Certainly not. All right. But the point is, we know what are some hot spots. What are people concerned about right now? They're concerned about putting gas at the pump. They're concerned about their grocery bill. They're concerned about their car note. Now, Let's go in real quickly. Let's go into your back office and under income calculator. Okay. I think this is going to change here. This was the $100 that we had that was just on the crowdfunding part. We now that's 149 because you now get the travel piece. All right, and everything that we just showed you earlier. Okay, if I just did the travel piece, it pays out like the $100 um, crowdfunding piece paid out. But if I just did that,
You got to put in some numbers.
4 and 4. Thank you. Okay, so if all they did was just talk about travel, and 4 begat 4 begat 4 begat 4 begat 4, you're talking 655,200. What if we did this though? What if when people hear this and they see the value with the travel? Now, we'll likely lead in on our Zooms with the travel because we're able to show such value with the travel. A lot of folks, when they see that, they're going to want to come back and do the 10 and the 20 and perhaps even the 50 just to get started, and the 100. I'll show you the 250 in a moment. So what if 4 beginning 4 happened with the 10 and the 20 and the 50 and the 149, which pays like the $100 crowdfunding paid, and you hit calculate? Look at that. Many of you that have been with us, you've already done the 10 and the 20 and the 50. And many of you have already gone on and done the travel piece. Okay. And what if we added this 250 right here? Calculate. That's on the crowdfunding side. Look at that. And you may say, but you are showing 4 getting 4 getting 4 getting 4 getting 4 through 12 levels deep. That may not happen. You're right. What we also have to understand is I'm only showing 12 levels deep because it could go 120 levels. It could go to 1,200 levels. There is no depth payout. Okay. And do I have to make $2.8 million in order to make some really good money? If I got 10% of that, 281 grand. If I got 20% of that, $500,000, and I'm only showing through 250. Our crowdfunding model goes all the way up to $20,000. Number one. Number two, I've only shown you one of our compensation models. That's the unilevel. I don't have time to show you the 2x2 and the 1x3. Those are two other models with those same crowdfunding options there. In time, what people that come aboard that really want to make some money will do is they will not only do the unilevel portion at whatever levels they start off with, then look to take profits to scale up to those elite levels, the $500, the 1,000, up to 20,000. But a lot of those folks will also say, hey, there's more money over here with this 2x2 plan. What's that all about? There's more money over here with this 1x3 plan. What's that all about? So you'll hear us lead in. You've heard me say this over the past few weeks while John and his incredible team were putting together some things behind the scenes. You heard me say for the past few weeks that BDM Travel is a gateway. It is a kind of get people into your funnel, but there's so much more. And I've just detailed a little of the so much more. I'm gonna give it back to you, John, for you to share and close things out.
Okay. Yeah, stay right there for a minute. Actually, go back to the $10 plan if you would. back to the grocery club. No, yeah, go, yeah, to the grocery club site. Or the,
Gas.
I'm sorry, gas club is what I meant.
Okay, got you. There.
Okay, and right there at the calculator.
Mm-hmm.
You know, and you don't have to be earning $65,000. All you have to do, if somebody gets started in the $10 gas club and they're making money, do you think they're going to want to miss out on the money that they could earn in the grocery club? Are they going to want to miss out on the money that they could earn in the car club? And when they get to the $250 house club, are they going to want to miss out on the next step going up? And if they can just take a small portion of what they're earning in the previous club and step up to earn money in a bigger one, aren't they going to do it?
I was just going to say, I don't think that they finished with the house club just yet, but let me see if, well, we already know the $50 car club is there. Yeah. Oh, John, say that again. If they start off with the $10 car gas club or and $20 car club, $50 grocery club, 149 travel club, they're making money. So you're telling me that the way you've designed this baby is that as people are into profits, they can take profits not just from their pocket to get up to the next club and then the next club and then the next club, which just allows them to generate even more and more and more. Is that what I'm hearing?
That's exactly right, because there are many people around the world, and this is a global plan. $10 is a lot of money to some of those folks, but it is doable. It's something that they may have to work a few days to get the $10, but if they, if they have the desire, they can get in at the $10 level. And so we don't prohibit anybody. They could literally begin earning money at the $10 level, step up to the 20, step up to the 50, etc. And naturally they would, because nobody wants to miss out. One of our biggest motivators is the fear of loss, right?
Right.
And so
Right.
if I'm at the $500 club and I'm making money there, am I going to step up to the 1,000? Naturally, I will. And because it's not hurting my pocketbook, it's just coming out of profit, it's a natural thing for me to do. And so, yes, that's how this was designed. But let's consider one more factor. There's going to be a lot of folks that could literally come in. They don't have to start at $10. They could do the 10, the 20, the 50, the 149, and the 250 right at the same time. That would be, I believe, $479 getting started.
Okay.
And I mean, that's a real sweet spot to me. If you were bringing other people in at that level, imagine how quickly, that this would begin to expand and put money in your pocket instead of just starting at the $10 level and then working your way up. We understand that, people will have to start at their comfort level. Some people can only start at $10, and that's great. But those who can do more, I recommend that you start with more, because it's only going, people are going to ask you, well, where did you start? Well, I started at $10. They're going to say, well, I'll start at $10 too, right? We're kind of like sheep, the human family, monkey see, monkey do. So wherever you start will be kind of be an example where other people want to start. Not everybody's going to start where you do, but if you start at a bigger package and somebody asks you, well, where did you start? And you say, well, I started with, I did all of them up to 250 because, I wanted to make money quickly. And I didn't want to lose out on anything because I knew that other people would probably be coming in at those levels. So that's where I started.
So, John, what you just said, all right. So, I just in the calculator, all right, I took the 10, which again, many of you here, you've already done this, okay? So, you're not talking about anything new for you, all right? But let's say somebody fresh came on and they did the 10, they did the 20, they did the 50. That was the gas club, that was the grocery club, that was the I forget what
Car
other the
club.
car club. Okay. They did 149 for the travel club. The 149 travel club pays out like the $100 crowdfunding club that we had. So you won't see $100 going forward. You see the 149, and for that they're going to get access to the travel. The other plans are crowdfunding. The travel is the travel. Okay, and let's say they also did the 250. Okay. All right. So that's 479. That what we're saying, that's the sweet spot. If you can do that, do that. Okay. If you can do more, do more. But if you can do that, do this. Now, if we did that in here in the unilevel, all right, this is called our unilevel, and we referred 4 people, 2 of which we got the compensation, 2 went up. All right. Well, you've made more than what your outlay was by just referring 4. 688. Now, remember, it's a law of the harvest plan. So just like your second and your fourth went up, now you receive the second and fourth coming from beneath. So these 2 people with their second and fourth, you are the one that's going to get paid there. You sowed a seed and now you're reaping a harvest. And let's say they did the same thing all the way through, there's an extra $1,376. And if they did the same thing, all right, these 4, they referred theirs, all right, and 8 come up to you. Now that's 2752. Now are you starting to see, oh, I got some gas money. I got some grocery money. I've got some certainly when you come down here and you come down here, you got some house note money, okay? And this is just the unilevel. We hadn't talked about the 2x2, not going to do it tonight. We hadn't talked about the 1x3, not going to do it tonight. You can see right here with just this. We hadn't talked about going to 500, 1,000, 10,000, 20,000 on the crowdfunding aspect. Can you see how billion-dollar mission community, BDM community, can ultimately get billions into the hands of everyday people, just like you, Jim Burrow and Abraham, and just like you, Albert, just like Eugene and Foy and Heather and Bukasa and Don. And the beautiful part, as I finish here and give it over to John for him to close things out, we've got this beautiful travel service where people can save more money than what the outlay is as our gateway to ultimately come into the rest of the model. John, I'll give it to you, my friend.
Well, thank you, Professor. Great job, great presentation. Folks, you've seen the vision, you've felt the dream coming back to life. Now you stand at the crossroad. Do you go back to the same routine, the same limits, the same someday, or do you take the first step toward freedom today? We're building something special here, not just a travel club, not just but a freedom movement, a global community, our BDM global family of dreamers, doers, and difference makers who lift each other up and move together towards something greater. So if your heart is beating a little faster, if something inside of you is saying, this is for me, trust that, because this isn't just another about vacations. It's about a vision. It's about value. It's about victory over every excuse that ever told you you can't. The door's open, the community is ready, and your journey begins now. Thank you for being with us tonight. We can't wait to welcome you into our BDM family, where freedom is funded, dreams are reignited, and the world is finally yours to explore.
Monday night is our next sharing. That is going to be our transformational sharing. Same link, 8 p.m. New York time on Sunday night. We won't talk so much about travel and the business side, but transformation is what the focus will be on. How do you increase your faith and things like gratitude and vision and sitting in the feeling of what it will feel like once your goals are attained. All those great type of conversations we'll have on this coming Sunday night. We love each and every one of you. Let's transform, travel, and transform this world together, starting with yours. Good night, everyone.
Good night.